Hello. Here in the Office of Online Education at Indiana University, we oftentimes get a lot of questions about the status of online education, how many students, how many programs, and what those students look like. I thought I'd take a few minutes to present some information, some data points, and make some assertions about sort of where online education is going here at Indiana University. So let's go ahead and get started. First of all, we have three different types of students that are involved in online education. Out of 100,000 students at IU, we have about 1 out of every 4 of those, and that percentage is growing, who are involved in taking at least one online class. That's the broadest definition, just a student taking an online class. And that's about 26 to 27,000 students in the fall of 2016. The second definition are those students who are enrolled in fully online schedules, but may not be enrolled in fully online programs. This would include those students who were enrolled in face-to-face classes, but have, for reasons of convenience or because they simply like online education, they have transitioned into fully online schedules because it meets their needs better. That number is about 7,600 students. Then we have the traditional definition of the online student. These are students who are enrolled in fully online programs. This number is about 4,600 students, and it is also growing. All of these types of students are growing at 2 to 3 percentage points every year, if not every semester. You can see, though, that across the 7 campuses of the university, this distribution of online education is not the same. You have anywhere from 40% participation at IU East to below 10% at most of the other campuses. Although I would say that each one of these numbers is growing on a regular basis, and these numbers reflect the fall 2016 enrollment. One thing that's important about online education is it provides access to those populations who normally may not be able to get an IU degree. One of these populations that's very important for us are our military. And as you can see from this slide, almost 7% of our student population in online classes are former military or current military. This compares to about 2.3% of the general student population. We're very happy to be serving the military through our online programs, and we look forward to continuing to do so. We have about 106 online programs at this point in time. This is rather surprising to many folks because we've grown fairly quietly. You can see that the distribution includes both undergraduate and graduate degrees as well as certificates, and this number will be growing in the near future. This was 106 at the time of fall 2016. We already have about 110 on schedule for the spring semester, and then we'll have about 116 for the following fall. We would like to have our online programs to be in the number of about 120 to 130, possibly as large as 150. One thing in particular that we're interested in doing is growing the number of degrees as opposed to the numbers of certificates. We think this will meet the needs of our students much better than if we keep the current ratio of certificates to degrees. Another attribute of online education that's very important to us is the diversity it represents. As you can see from this slide, we have about 20% of our students come from known ethnic diversity groups. That's a very important percentage that we want to continue to see maintained as well as grown over time. That's 1 out of every 5 of our students. In addition to that, we have about 5% of our students coming from outside of the United States. There are a lot of reasons why we have a relatively small number of students coming from outside of the United States. Much of that has to do with regulation that we have to maintain and investigate more, but we do look forward to growing that population as well in the years to come. This fall we had over 2,000 distance education classes at Indiana University. This represented over 10% of the credits that were taken this fall. But this isn't uniform across all the campuses. At the regional campuses, almost 20% of the credit hours came from distance education courses, and we expect that this will exceed 20% in future semesters and continue to grow for quite some time. One of the assumptions about online education at Indiana University is that all of our students come from within the state. As you can see from this slide, while 60% of our students do, the remaining come from across the United States, all the way from California to Florida, as well as Hawaii and Alaska. In addition, about 4.4% of these students come from outside of the United States. And again, these are numbers that we are very excited to have, and we look forward to growing them in the future years. Thank you very much for your time. I hope that you've enjoyed learning a little bit about online education here at Indiana University. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us at our website, online.iu.edu. Thank you very much, and I hope you have a great day.